guys. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I want to really appreciate everyone who are currently on YouTube listening to us. My name is Lutan Nawajago, and I am here with my team, Mr. Anthony and Ms. Sharon, and of course, the hosts for today's session, Mr. Larry. All right. I want to say thank you for being here on time. I think this class should be one of the classes that got here on time. Usually we get here and then we wait. We keep waiting until people will gradually start, coming in gradually. But I'm not saying that the number I'm seeing is good enough, right? So begin to talk to your guys. Let them know that we're about to begin, that we have started, so that they can join us and not miss anything. All right. Without having to waste a lot of time, I would like to hand over this moment to Mr. Lanre, who will be giving us an introductory speech. So, Mr. Lanre, can you hear me clearly?
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
The facilitators. Actually, we want to appreciate you for this great opportunity that you have given to FMC Kefi to partake in this training. We hope that at the end of the training, we'll be able to broaden our knowledge on areas that actually information sharing and the need to be able to have the knowledge. So I will say that I want to welcome all the audience that have hooked up live in this meeting, in this training. I want to say thank you to everyone that have joined, and I hope that at the end of this meeting, we'll all have the reason to thank Google team for bringing this initiative. So thank you very much, and we can continue the program.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Larry. Thank you very, very much. All right. Let me begin with a little introduction. Like I said earlier, I'm here with Mr. Anthony. He's going to be our moderator for today. All right. His job will be right there on the chat box. So, Mr. Anthony, just wave your hand and say hello to them.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tony. Excited to be here today.
Yeah. Okay. So his job would be to respond to your questions. Even as we continue with this session, you're encouraged to drop your questions as they come. All right. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. There is no wrong question. All right. So go ahead, drop it. Let me give you a little history of Mr. Anthony. He is our champion trainer. All right. I know he doesn't like me saying this, but I like to say it. He is our champion trainer. All right. In the whole of Africa, some people were selected as champion trainers, and Mr. Anthony was among them. All right. That is the highest feat any trainer under Google can actually attain at this moment. So we are blessed to have him. All right. So he will be responding to your questions, and of course, he will be making sure that this session is interactive on the chat box. And then I have my ever wonderful trainer, Ms. Sharon. Ms. Sharon is, I got to understand that Ms. Sharon has had this contact with you people before, okay? She has done an offline session with you guys. Okay, so she is also here to make this session very beautiful. Okay, at this moment, we want to begin by, first of all, talking about the discussing on the topic we're having today. All right, the topic for today says use Google Workspace for your business. All right, but before we do that, let me quickly share something, just a little statistics. I like to do this so that people will get to know where we are currently in the world. All right, this is a live statistics of what is going on currently in the world. All right. So it says that currently, just the way everyone here is seated, we have about 4 1.5 billion internet users in the world, and we have about 1.7 total number of websites. All right. And you can see the way websites are still being uploaded. And then the emails sent today is about 153 billion emails have been sent today. All right. We have Google searches conducted. We have about 4.2 billion Google searches has been conducted. Blog posts, Twitter. Let me not mention Twitter because Twitter has been banned in Nigeria. Let me not mention the name at all right? So we have for YouTube videos viewed on YouTube, a whooping 4.2 billion videos have been consumed this morning. All right, yeah, I can understand we have different time zones, but currently about 4.2 billion YouTube videos has been consumed on YouTube, and photos uploaded on Instagram. 50 million photos have been uploaded on Instagram, and Facebook active users, we have 2.4 billion Facebook active users, not Facebook users, but active users. All right. Twitter active users. Did I just mention Twitter? Oh, sorry. Active users. All right. And then we have Google Plus, and then we have Pinterest, Skype, and website hacked today is about 92,000 websites has been hacked today. Then computers sold today, 412,000 computers has been sold. And then smartphones sold today, about 2 million smartphones have been sold, and tablets, 251 tablets has been sold. All right. So what a wonderful statistics. All right. So I would like Anthony and Ms. Sharon to just throw more light on where my interest, because we are dealing with how we can make use of Google Workspace. All right. My interest will be on the Google apps, how they are faring as against every other apps. All right. And we are going to be extracting them. We have emails sent today. Of course, within this email sent today, it could be Yahoo, it could be Google Mail, right? But you can see, of course, we all know that most people make use of Google Mail, 156 billion emails, and you can see how fast people are sending emails. And then we have Google searches today, 4.2 whooping billion Google searches have been conducted today, all right? And then Google, of course, owns YouTube too. 4 billion, about 4.3 billion videos have been consumed. So, Ms. Anthony, let me know. What do you think about this wonderful, impressive Google statistics? What do you think about this? Where do you think the world is heading? And how do you think the Google apps that we are going to be discussing today are going to be helpful to organizations such as the one we are partnering with today?
Thanks, Mr. Lotana. Well, for me, it's pretty much evident that the world is fast moving towards digital. We're living the traditional way of doing things, and everyone is beginning to embrace digital skills, I would say. And talking about Google tools, we have a whole lot of them. You're looking at the YouTube right there. You have the Google search, lots of Google products that we are going to be talking about today. And one thing about these products, just emphasizing on the products we'll be talking about today, they are products that would help you enhance communication and collaboration within teams. So like Mr. Lanry's team doing an amazing job there with hospitals and making sure every process is automated. Communication is very, very key, and collaboration is key to what they are doing. So with these tools we are going to be talking about today, they are going to see how they can enhance their team's productivity using some of these collaborative tools. Of course, Gmail is there, which is also good for communication. Some other tools which most of you are not aware of that we'll be talking about today. And the adoption of these tools, it's also increasing, and Google always tries to make everything very easy to use. So it's not, they are not tools you get onto and you'll find it difficult to navigate. So I'm very excited about this, and I know you guys are going to be thrilled with the tools I'm going to be introducing to you today. So digital world, it's time to just keep moving on with the change. So that's it.
All right, Ms. Anthony, thank you very much. Ms. Sharon, what do you think before the introductory speech? Mr. Larry spoke to us behind the camera about automation, how they have been able to achieve some of the automation issues that we're having in the hospitals. Okay, so what do you think about automation in modern organizations now? Is it something we should embrace? Is this something we should relax on?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Lutanda, for letting me grace this stage. I'm really glad to be here and to also see that the staff at C2 are interested in exploring technologies, exploring the different applications that would help them to be productive at the workplace. So I was really excited at first when I got to the Federal Medical Center, KEFI, to see how like most of their processes are really automated rather. So for me, that was really inspiring. I'm not sure I've shared this with Mr. Larry, but I was really excited to see that there's a dedicated department that's responsible for all of these things. And to also have the privilege to facilitate how digital skills can also drive the work that they do at the medical center was amazing. So just to add on what Anthony and Mr. Lutanda, have been talking about and will still be talking about during the training. So it's really and highly important that everybody gains these skills, everybody is aware and knowledgeable about the applications and the apps and the technologies that are available to drive productivity in the workplace. So yeah, I'm really excited to be part of this training and to just listen to Mr. Lutanda share about the applications that Google, that people can leverage to be productive at the medical center. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Sharon. Thank you for that wonderful contribution. All right, I know her in person. She's a very smart and top trainer. All right, so thank you very much for that. At this moment, permit me to remove from the view, all right, some of the faces you are seeing currently, okay, because we want to begin the training proper, okay. But before then, I would like us to introduce ourselves just the way we introduced ourselves from here. Like I said, my name is Lutanda Nwajago, and I am connecting with you from Abuja, Nigeria. I would also like you to do that on the chat box, okay. We want this chat box to be very active, all right, and very interactive, okay. So let us know your name and where you're connecting with us from, okay. And also we'll be having a little practical just now, just within 1 minute, okay. I'll be sharing a link with us so that everyone can go there and let us know what they are expecting from us, all right, what they're expecting from us from this session, all right. So we are talking about collaboration now, all right, using these two tools. One of the tools we are going to be using for this classwork is Google Jumpboard, all right. So we'll be doing that so that you let me know what are your expectations for this session, all right? And also a very quick announcement, on the 45th to 50th minutes, our moderator, Mr. Anthony, will be dropping a link. That link is for certificate of participation, all right? So each of these courses, you can be certified for it, all right? So I would like you to stick around, remain with us through that period, all right? Most especially during the 45th and the 50th minutes, so that you'll be able to fill the form and get certificate of participation almost instantly, all right? And if you go to your inbox and perhaps you didn't find it there, kindly check your spam. Of course, it will be there, all right? Because this certificate is already automated. Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Anthony. Thank you very much, Ms. Sharon. Thank you very much, Mr. Larry. I want to say thank you for being here. So I'll be taking you off from the stream. Have a nice day, guys. Okay, this is me, just me and you now on the screen. Okay, let me quickly stop this, and I'll quickly do something else. I would love us to, so like I said earlier, I would like us to know what's our expectations. I would like us to, just let me know what you are expecting from us today. Okay, this is Jumpboard. This is Google Jumpboard, and like I have done now, all you need to do is come here. You can see sticky notes here, all right, and write something. I am expecting a great session, right? And you can choose the colors you want. You can choose this, and then you save. Okay, it sticks. Okay, so this is what I want. Guys, of course, our organizations such as yours, of course, you can use Jamboard for sharing ideas, all right? So let me, this is white background. Can I just change it to black? Okay, great. I think black is good. Okay, so let me share this. Let me just extract the link. Like I said, all you need to do is come to these sticky notes here, click on the sticky notes by the left side, and then you write, and then you save. It comes to the general platform. Okay, so that is all I'm expecting from you guys to do today. All right, so let me know what you are expecting from us today. Let me know what you are expecting from us today. Let me change the sharing settings. Anyone? No, I don't want you to view. I want you to have the ability to edit. So I am copying the link, and of course I'm clicking done. Okay, so I will be dropping that link, or Mr. Anthony will be, let me see. Okay, Mr. Anthony is still here. Mr. Anthony, I'll be dropping this on the private chats. Kindly copy and paste on the YouTube for everyone to see. Okay, so thank you. Go ahead and collaborate with us. All right, you'll be given the opportunity to let us know what your thoughts are. Okay, just let us know what your thoughts are, even as we continue with this session. Okay. So a very big, once again, a very big welcome to everyone who is here. And I want to say a very big thank you for coming around, for the organization. I mean, to the organizers, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Let me quickly go through. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Andrew, you are doing this already. Someone says, I am Jamilo Bako Adamo from FMKC, Kefi. All right, you are highly welcome. And then Abubakar Yusuf, we're connecting from FMC Kefi. You are actually highly welcome. All right, just a few. I'm just going to be selecting just very few persons. Sarah, John, Ega from FMC Kefi. Yeah, we'll have a good number of people representing FMC. Let me see. Someone is saying hi. Cecilia is saying hi. Hi, Cecilia. How are you doing today? It didn't rain today, just the way it rained in Abuja. Okay, and Ocholi is saying, I'm Akko Ocholi, connected from FMC Kefi, looking forward to gaining from this training. Of course, that is the reason why we are here. All right. The idea is for us to come and share knowledge. All right. There are lots of things you already know that we may not know, so you share with us alongside too. All right, so without wasting so much time, let's go right into this session. So having seen the statistics we presented earlier, all right, how people are making use of Google tools such as Google search engines, YouTube, and name it, all right. That statistic didn't cover the number of persons using Google Maps and, running ads on Google and stuff like that. Okay, and also it just didn't cover the number of persons using Gmail, Google, because they didn't specify which of the emails that were captured there, but I know we have over 80% or nearly 80% of the world is using Google Mail, all right? So, and the G Suite, the number of persons using G Suite, the number of persons using Google Sheets, Google Doc, and all that. If we put all these things together, you'll know that Google has really come to stay, all right? So the idea is how do we make use of these tools in our organizations? Here in Nigeria, when we visit places like that, especially hospitals, you see the analog way they still implement things, very analog. You see files moving up and down. How can you collaborate? How can you make these things smart? How can you make these things very effective, all right, using some of the tools that Google has provided? That's why we chose today's topic that says implement Google Workspace across your business. We'll be dealing with how we can implement Google Workspace across our business. All right, today we are going to be having 3 agendas. Agenda number 1 says discover Google Workspace. Agenda number 2 is boost communication across your business, and agenda number 3 is leverage tools to increase collaboration. All right, collaboration has come to stay. In fact, that is the fastest way of doing things, and that was the reason why I said, hey guys, can we handle this Jumpboard? Let me look at the Jumpboard again and say, yeah, some people, great guys. Someone is already saying something. I have huge appetite, right? Well done, guys. And someone is saying, looking forward to an amazing learning experience. Great. This is super clear. And then we have someone saying, looking forward to learning how Google technologies can help me be efficient within my workplace. Yeah, I know that is what that person is trying to say. So I can see that a lot of guys are already on the Jumpboard. So if you know you are not on the Jumpboard already, please get on there and let us know what you are expecting from us today. All right. So what tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate with your business? So let me know. I didn't mention this earlier. I'll be asking lots of questions, and also it is your duty to respond to those questions right there on the chat box. So make use of the chat box, okay? And you also have the right to ask us questions by typing that on the chat box. And of course, our ever busy Mr. Anthony will be responding to those questions right there on the chat box. So let me know, what tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate within your business, within your hospital? Let me know what the tools you currently use to communicate and collaborate within your hospital. Let me know on the chat box, okay? I'll be using one eye to look at the chat box, all right, while using the other eye to look at what we're doing here. Okay, so discover Google Workspace. Discover Google Workspace. Do you currently use Google Workspace? And if so, how? I know you'll be asking lots of questions. What is Google Workspace? This and that, all right? We are going to be dealing with that later, okay? So let me know what your understanding of Google Workspace is, and then how you can respond to this question. Do you currently use Google Workspace? And if so, how? Do you currently use Google Workspace? And if so, how? Let us know right there on the chat box. Do you currently use Google Workspace? And if so, how? All right, how do you use Google Workspace? So definition, Google Workspace, what is Google Workspace? Google Workspace, previously known as G Suite. I know people will be familiar with this word, G Suite, okay? Is a collection of cloud computing, productivity, and collaboration tools, softwares and products developed and marketed by Google, all right? So that is purely what Google Workspace stands for. Formerly known as G Suite, all right? People still call it G Suite, but currently the new name is Google Workspace, all right? It's simply a collection of cloud computing, all right? The ability to save online and retrieve online, and the cloud engineering and architecture and all that, all right? And then productivity, ability to produce, to the sheets you use, the docs you use, and all that, and collaboration tools, the ability to work on the same documents at the same time, at the same moment, from different places. There is no restriction, there is no barrier. All right, all this put together by Google is referred to what as Google Workspace. So, how many of you guys use Google Workspace or any of the tools that Google has provided? So let me know, guys. Let me know which tools are available. How many of these tools? Can you recognize any of these icons? And if yeah, how many can you recognize? All right. Let me know on the chat box. How many of these icons can you name? All right. Name any of these icons on the chat box. Let me see. Feel free, if you can name every one of them, yeah, go ahead and name every one of them. But if you cannot, name the ones you are familiar with, okay? Name the ones you are familiar with right there on the chat box. These are tools that Google has provided for the purpose of what? Cloud computing, productivity, and collaboration. So core functionality of Google Workspace, all right, formerly known as G Suite, all right? One, to create documents and presentations. Okay, you can use that to create documents like Word, PDF, blah, 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 all right? And then you can also use it to create presentation, okay, like using Google Slide, okay? You can use Google Slide to create presentations, and then you can use it to record, analyze, and present data using Google Forms and all that. And then you can brainstorm ideas, manage projects, and store files, okay? Talking about the Drive and the Jumpboard that we are currently making use of right now. Let me take a look at the Jumpboard again to see if we have new guys. Unfortunately, no one has reacted to that particular activity yet. Again. And then we can also use Google Workspace to communicate globally when we are making use of Google Meets, for instance, or Google Chats, okay, for the chats, all right, or that chat that is embedded within the Gmail app. So these are the functions of these apps, okay? Then create document and presentations. We have mentioned these, the Google Doc and the slides. We can make use of that. So if you're not actually having access to Google Doc and Google Slides, that is the way forward. In the nearest future, people may not do things offline, rather people will do things online, all right? So all these Google Docs is online, and you don't need to, when you are working on Google Docs or Google Slides, you don't actually need to say save. It saves automatically. When you make error, the errors are there. When you edit the error, it saves automatically. So it is not a case of your system went off or your battery went bad and then you couldn't retrieve any of the things you were not able to save. That is the beauty of working on using Google Docs and Google Slides to work online. Of course, record, analyze, and present data. All right, we've talked about the use of forms and the use of sheets. Okay, you can use sheets to do whatsoever, anything, computing. You can use that for calculations. You can use that for anything at all. Anything at all, okay, even down to certificate generation, okay. You can also use Google Sheets. I know some of you may not know how this works, okay. You can use Google Sheets to generate certificates, okay, just the way we are going to be sending you a link for you to fill for your certificates. You can use that to generate your certificates, all right. And then forms, Google Forms, you can use that to record, all right. If you want to carry out a survey or want to know, just use Google Form and you'll be able to get the response you are. And the beauty of Google Form is that it helps to plot all these things in different graphs, okay, giving you a proper insight of how people are relating with your business or with what the information you are requesting from them, all right? So Google tools are very impressive. Very, very impressive, all right? Not because I work for them or I deal with them, no. It is because of the efficiency, okay, and the smartness around it. That is the beauty of it. So benefits brought by Google Workspace. These are the benefits that we can get when we make use of Google Workspace, all right? Number one is increased collaboration, all right? Like I said, collaboration doesn't give you any form of restriction. You can be in Lagos or Benin or Kaduna and you can work on the same document at that moment. The truth is that here in Nigeria, we know about these things, but we do not implement them. I can't see a reason why an organization such as your hospital will not implement this, okay? Every staff should be able to collaborate. Every staff should be able, and that's why today we have organizations saying you must report to the office. You don't have to report to the office, all right? Depending on the type of thing you do, like hospitals, yeah, you just have to report to the office because patients come to the hospitals physically. But there are some departments that you don't actually need to report to the office. You can work from home and do your work judiciously, okay? So that is the beauty of that. And then another benefit of this is improved communication. Oh yes, improved communication, the use of chat and Google Meet for communication. And the beauty of Google Meet is that it was tweaked, or the architecture behind it, it has a way of adjusting its frequency requirements, okay? Once, of course, we know we are in Nigeria where a network is not very strong, okay? It has a way of adjusting itself to suit the network that's available. That is a very smart architecture, all right? Then another benefit is smarter working, all right? We cannot overemphasize on this, okay? You don't need to carry papers, you don't need to form one or two things, form orga, you know. There are things that can be done within split seconds and it's done. You don't need to form a committee, okay, for those things to be done. No, you're done within seconds, okay? And then we have enhanced security. Just the way you saw me share the Jumpboard link, okay? If I had wanted to give some certain restrictions to some certain set of people, I will be able to do that right there. That means, but I decided to give everyone with the link access to edit, okay? But then I can decide not everyone with it, or I can decide only those within my organization can actually have access to this Jumpboard, all right, and make contributions. That's because I don't want people from outside my organization to have access to it, okay? So you will be able to be accountable to those, or you'll be able to know the number of persons who actually visited the document, and also specify the type of people that should have access to that document. So enhanced security is one of the benefits, okay? And then increased collaboration. Okay, we've talked about collaboration. Google Workspace stores your information in cloud, all right? Even when you miss you misplace your device or your phone or anything, you don't have to worry. You will just extract them from your drive, all right? Enabling you to share documents and files with ease, track changes, comment with ideas, and work with colleagues across projects. The beauty of this also is for every action on your file, all right, Google file, it is tracked, okay? So even if you are collaborating with a set of people and then someone sneaks into the file in the middle of the night and makes changes, all right? You should be able to restore histories, okay? You should be able to view histories and know who actually did what at what time and at what day, all right? So it is not a case of someone changed your documents or the content of your document and no one knows. No, you can actually track every action right on your documents. And then improve communication, all right? Another good thing about this is it improves communication. I hope I'm communicating, guys. So let me know if you can hear me very clearly, all right? Right there on the chat box, okay? It helps to harness keys to maintain and improve level of communication across your business. Of course, virtually everybody in Nigeria is using Google Gmail, all right? I remember when it used to be 100% Yahoo, but Google came and took over with their smart ways of doing things. So then we have the Google Meet, we have the Google Current, and then with Google Chat. We are going to be dealing with these apps even as we continue. So working smarter, yeah, I mentioned that already, all right? It can help you to collect, analyze, and turn data into insights, okay? Most especially forms. Google Form is lovely, it's lovely, All right, when you ask questions and people answer, and they can tell you the way people have responded, the feature that they love best, you'll be able to have insights. All right, you'll be able to have insights as to how people are relating with your product. Okay, you can also have a survey about your hospital. All right, let people say what they fancy in your hospital. Just that here in Nigeria, we don't like blames. We don't like people telling us what we don't like to hear. All right, but abroad, for instance, in fact, the people that we partner with, each time we finish having a meeting, there is always a survey that comes after that meeting. Always a survey, a feedback form that comes after that meeting. Tell them how it is, whether you enjoy the meeting or their idea, or even when they share their ideas, whether you enjoyed it or not, or what you can contribute to. Don't, if you want to criticize them. Those criticisms are what, in fact, that is what interests them the more, so that they can improve on what they want to give out as services. All right, but here in this part of the world, we don't like criticism. We don't like people saying, "Hey, this is what I don't like about you guys," and all that. But how can you grow if people don't criticize you? And that's why you go to hospitals, people are crying. Yeah, at the back end, people are working, but sometimes we are not working smart because we are working with what we can see, but we don't know what people are passing through, so that we'll be able to walk along how people are, the situations people are passing through. All right. So sometimes, even as an hospital, you need to give out these feedback forms or survey forms. Let people say tell you guys how you guys are working. The departments, you can also do that survey within your department. Let people say, so that you'll be able to adjust your your work actions and your structure and all that to make it more smarter and, of course, efficient. Of course, streamline your workflows and processes, store and manage files, communicate and collaborate via one central system. Okay, of course, you can do that. Then we've talked about security. Securely store your files and data. All right. The use of Drive can help you store document, files, and data on on the cloud via Google Drive. All right. So you can also use Admin Console to centralize your administration, manage users, restrict access, set up passwords, and two-step authentication to protect your business from security threats. Okay. You can also give. So what here is trying to say, you can give a line of authorization. All right. You can give the sole administration rights. You can give the manager rights. Okay. You can give different rights. Okay, to different people according to their level of operation, so that you'll be able to tell whose authorization was able to do what, okay, on the drive, okay, at the back end. All right, so that's the beauty of this whole thing. All right, so sometimes it's not about the IT guys. Sometimes you also need to let this knowledge known to your workers. It makes things pretty easy for everyone. So create your Google Workspace account. Some of us maybe an IT guru, but sometimes when we are expected to do something, we actually lack. Okay, some of us don't actually have accounts with Google, or some of us don't even make use of Google Gmail at all. All right, and things like that. So what does it take to create an account? Step one: visit workspace.google.com. Sign up, of course. Provide your workspace.google.com/sign-up/business starter. All right, it gives you that access to your business accounts. And then step two is impute your business name. Impute your business name. All right, just provide your business name so that Google will know. Then step three, add your contact details. Step four is choose your domain. All right, you will need a domain to be able to have access to this. All right, and then step five is what? Update your business address. It is important here. Google understands that you can actually shift locations, but it doesn't matter. Even when you shift location, you can still go and update them. Update that. Then step 6 is set up your login details, okay, and protect it. I don't know, in one of the sessions we'll be having, we may be talking about password creations, all right, how we can create very strong passwords, okay, and the technique around creating a strong password. Yeah, I can understand some people say nothing less than 8 characters and blah, blah, and blah, 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 but there is a technique around creating a password, a strong password, so that you will not be hacked by the hackers. Of course, you saw from the statistics the number of websites that have been hacked already today. Okay, so how to set up on Google Workspace. Okay, we've talked about that. We just read it out. Create your business email, add team members and users, migrate your data, and import files. Even if you are using another email solution, you can of course migrate your data from that email solution to the Google Workspace, okay, platform. Okay. At this moment, I'll be pausing for questions. Was I too fast? Was I too fast? I know we were told 1 hour, all right, but it doesn't mean that the content will be taken away, all right? So let me know if I was too fast so that I'll slow it down in the next module. And feel free to drop those questions right there on the chat box. Yeah, I can see that the chat box is very, very active. Well done, Mr. Anthony, and well done to everyone who is collaborating with us right now on YouTube chat box. Okay, well done, guys. So get those questions coming. Don't be afraid. Get those questions coming, and of course, Mr. Anthony will be dealing with them. And of course, if there are questions he's unable to respond to, he will be passing those questions to me. All right, so that I'll respond to them. And if, for instance, I'm unable to respond to those questions too, we'll be taking your address and then sending you the response to those questions after this session. Okay, so let's continue. How we can boost communications across our businesses or across our hospital. How can we boost communications? There are cases, in fact, there was a time that I went to a hospital and then they couldn't find my hospital card. All right, they couldn't find my hospital card. This person took the card from here to there. Okay, go there. They will not go there. I was going with them to look for my hospital card. I was going with them to look for my hospital card from one department to one department, to another department, and lo and behold, they couldn't find this hospital folder, not card, rather, folder. I had to open a new one. They charged me yet again for a folder for a mistake that was done by them. Of course, you have to pay. So they opened another folder, and then the next week when I came, lo and behold, my old folder was there. They had to merge the two folders. So it just had to be in a country where anything can play out. But if we have a proper communication templates, you know, yeah, there's still another hospital that my mother uses. Everything is documented, everything is automated, just like Mr. Lanre has mentioned. All right. From once your folder gets to this doctor, the doctor already lets the system know that I have this folder here. All right. So from a glance on the screen, they're able to know this is where this folder is. Okay. So how do we, if your FMC is already very capable of this system, how about other hospitals? How do we go about letting these people know that there are smarter ways of doing some of these things and stop costing people a lot of money? Sometimes when you get to the hospitals, the money you will spend will be way beyond what you have budgeted for that particular sickness, okay, because of what? Mistake servicing. Okay, mistake servicing and stuff like that. Sometimes they will give you drugs, and you know, there are a lot of things going on in the hospital. So how can we communicate better? All right, there are tools we can use for communication. All right, so which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost your communication? All right, which tools can you use via Google Workspace to boost your communication? So let me know right there on the chat box, what tool do you fancy? Okay, when it comes to communication, are you talking about chat or are you talking about Google Meet? Let us know right there on the chat box. Okay, let us know right there on the chat box. So here are some of the tools we can use for communication. We have the Gmails, all right, we have the Google Meet, we have the currents, and we have the chats. Some of us actually know about Gmails, but some of us don't actually make use of the full features of Gmail. Okay, some of us don't. Maybe one day we'll have a proper Gmail training, the use of Gmail, proper in-depth training of Gmail. Then you will see that Gmail can offer lots more than just viewing and sending emails. Okay, so Gmail communicate globally with ease using Google free email tools. All right, it can also help you to send files, create groups and mailing lists, and access the integrated calendar in order to stay connected and up to date. Calendar is another beautiful tool that Google has designed. A wonderful tool, wonderful tool. All right, so we'll be dealing with that later on. All right, and then we have Meet, Google Meet. We've talked about this earlier on. Okay, we can actually make use of Google Meet to keep our team connected with enterprise-grade video conferencing built on Google's robust and secure global infrastructure. Meet is included within Google Workspace and G Suite for Education. All right, there is a program, G Suite for Education. Yeah, Shakari is saying email. Yeah, email. Yeah, email. You are 100% correct. Okay. Oh, I'm just saying this. You are too fast. Wow. Okay. Thank you for saying this. Let me slow down a little bit. Okay. Thank you for saying this. I'm just saying this. We don't do that here again. I believe that Sarah is talking about the movement of folders and files and all that. It is wonderful. It is wonderful. So I really, when Mr. Larry was talking to us about it, it was a very commendable effort. Okay, sincerely speaking. Congratulations, guys. If you do not do that again in FMC in Nashawa State. Yeah. Okay, someone is saying Google Meet. Okay, Google Meet is one of the apps that you fancy the most. Okay, the fonts are on the slides are not visible. Yes, some of the fonts. This person is saying the fonts on the slides are not visible. Yes, some of these fonts, especially the animated ones, are not meant to be too clear. Okay, but I think you can see this very clearly. Let me look at it on YouTube. Okay, yeah, it is clear enough on YouTube at this moment. Okay, so I'm going to be slowing down and then hope we meet up with our time still. Okay, so we've talked about Google Meet. Okay, so if you want to have a video conferencing, why don't you make use of Google Meet and like I said, not that we don't know about these things, but how often do we make use of these things? All right, how often? Let's inculcate it as our habits. Okay, even not just because we are IT guys. Every other person too should learn it. Every other worker from every other department. Okay, so we don't always need to say everyone come from everywhere to come to a particular point or converge at a particular point for a meeting. Let's make use of some of these things, okay? And when we begin to make use of this, it means that we are beginning to realize that we still have another height we can develop to, okay? So Currents, yeah, Google Currents engages employees, foster more meaningful conversation, and stay connected. Okay, this one has a way of bringing everyone together, in a room for a particular discussion. All right, that is the beauty of Google Currents. Work towards a common goal, build a community, and ensure employees can communicate their ideas and receive instant feedback. Okay, so the IT departments, okay, those working under the IT department can all be put under this current. Okay, and it makes it easier for communication for that particular department. Okay, so the other department may not have to have access to it. Okay, so chats, from direct messages to group conversations, chats. chat helps teams and businesses communicate fluidly and efficiently from anywhere, all right? Stay connected, securely connected with anyone you work with and share ideas, files, and tasks with ease, okay? Some of us may have tried this too. Why don't you just try chat, Google Chat, okay? It's more or less the way we know chats already, okay? So that is just that. So top tips to maximize your communication. Tip number 1, all right? Create in-person communication. We are going to be talking about that as we continue. Number 2, stay organized. Number 3 is create team mailing lists. And then number 4 is set up projects and team rooms. Okay, let's talk about these things one after the other. So number 1 says create in-person communication, all right? Schedule regular team calls. Regular team calls. Like I always say that sometimes we know how to do these things, but we don't make use of these things, okay? It's not a habit, it's not a routine, all right? For some of our organizations, okay, or departments. So why don't you talk about how you can schedule regular team calls and check in via Google Meet and Hangouts? It's always important for you to get feedbacks from your employees or your department on what they have achieved so far. All right, then connect with colleagues and teams across the globe. All right, don't make it look like you must get to a particular conference at a particular point before things can be done. Let people know that yes, they can connect with you with ease. Then brainstorm ideas, work on projects, team project, and hold virtual meetings. Of course, whenever we're talking about brainstorming ideas, the best tools for that is Jumpboard, just like I have shared with us, okay? Then join from mobile or desktop devices. The beauty of all these apps is that they are also very accessible, you know, using our mobile devices on all the screens you can ever get out there, okay? Whether it's a desktop screen or a mobile screen or a tablet screen, all these are also possible for them to be used on those screens. So tip number 2 is stay organized. Stay organized. Google Calendar, like I said, we're going to be dealing with Google Calendar later. Improve communication across teams through Calendar. Calendar is your reminder, okay? The calendar is your reminder, but it does way beyond that, okay? You can also schedule a meeting on Google Meet using your calendar. If you're not at work, you can also let people know that you are not at work for so duration of time, so that people don't have to be calling your number or bugging your emails. And then it gives you the opportunity to even let people know, okay, since you're not going to be present, this is the person that will be deputizing me, all right? And then they will begin to reach out to that person, all right? Because people believe that you should go on vacations, you should go on holidays, you should have your leave and all that. So that's the beauty of calendar, okay? So it can also create multiple team calendars to track meetings, training sessions, vacations, and more. Improve visibility and organization by ensuring all team members remain connected. That is the beauty of Google Calendar. Then tip number 3 says create team mailing lists. I don't have to talk to you guys about this already. I know within your own organization you have different teams, and of course different teams for different projects, okay? So do you send emails to all these people at the same time, and then people will now go through and check which one is best for them? No, you have to, every team for every project has to be created in a mailing list, so that you don't need to be sending email to everyone for them to see. You only just send the mail that concerns a particular team for a particular project to that team, all right? So create a Google group email list, send status updates, share resources, increase visibility and foster community, okay? Increase visibility and foster community, okay? So my moderator is asking, please feel free to ask your questions, okay? Feel free to ask your questions, okay? All right. Okay, so then, okay, we've talked about increased visibility, okay? Okay, so set up project or team rooms. So set up project or team rooms, okay? Let's deal with that. Set up project or team rooms. Help team members stay connected by creating a room in Google Chat or chat in Gmail, all right? Or chat in Gmail. Encourage team members to network with each other, share project ideas, exchange thoughts on best practices, and create a stronger sense of community, okay? Create a stronger sense of community. That is the beauty of what setting up a project or team rooms, okay? This is 11:55, and so we still have one module to go. Please kindly permit me to continue from here instead of pausing for questions, but then feel free to drop those questions on the chat box, and my moderator will be doing justice with those questions. Please feel free to do that. So let's continue to the last module, all right? Let's continue to the last module. Leverage tools to increase collaboration. How do we leverage tools to increase collaboration? Okay, so let me know again. Yeah, like I said, I'll be asking lots of questions. Okay, which tools can you use to on Google Workspace to increase your collaboration? All right, we mentioned what collaboration is all about earlier. Okay, so which of the tools that we identified earlier, all right, can we use to increase our collaboration? Collaboration is working together, okay, irrespective of what our location or our time difference and all that. So we can all work together on one single sheet and achieve great success. So what is that tool we can use to increase collaboration? And we are going to be dealing with them right now. I hope you have written something on the chat box, okay, about the tools we can use to increase collaborations, okay? Collaboration across project and teams, okay, we have the brainstorm ideas, share working files, make suggestions, and tag colleagues, track changes. So we are going to be talking about the tools meant for any of these collaborations, okay? When you're dealing with brainstorming ideas, what tool is there for that? Sharing working files, what tools is there for that? How we can make suggestions and tag colleagues, what tools is there for that? Then tracking changes, what tools, all right? So we are going to be dealing with that, okay? So like I said, anytime we're talking about sharing ideas, think of Jumpboard. Jumpboard, yeah, that reminds me, let me go again. Okay, no one has contributed again. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, 6, 7 people who had access to this Jumpboard, but they only 3%, apart from myself, was able to say something or follow what we have instructed, okay? So Jumpboard, whatever you are talking about, ideas sharing, then think Jumpboard. Just the way we have practicalized it, okay? It helps us to harness the power of digital whiteboards to share ideas and improve brainstorming sections, okay? Jumpboard is connected to the cloud and enables people in different locations to work together in real time through multiple touch points, okay? Through multiple touch points. There are lots we can do with Jumpboard. I just told us to just pick the sticky notes and write something and drop, okay? That is the least we can do on Jumpboard, all right? There's a lot we can do on Jumpboard. Jumpboard is designed for sharing ideas, ideas. You can draw, you can do anything right there on Jumpboard. So why don't you explore the use of Jumpboard today? Okay, so share working files. When we're talking about sharing working files, then look at Google Drive, okay? Google Drive, we have Google Drive helps us to store files on the cloud via Google Drive, enabling you to share working documents, presentations, and sheets with ease. Just the way I shared the link of the Jumpboard to us, okay? It's still the same way you can do those on Google Drive, all right? And it also encourages collaboration and work from one central file, okay? You can have your folder or your file, everybody works there, and you own the file, all right? Everybody can work from that place. And then make suggestions and tag colleagues. Another thing you can do is to make suggestions and tag colleagues, okay? Edit documents in real time, reducing the need to send feedbacks and forth. So you can actually attach comments. You mention the person that the comment is meant for, and then the comment goes straight to alert that person, all right? And then the person comes and review the comment and probably do what the comment is asking him or her to do, and then the person will mark it as done. All right, that is the beauty of that. You can do that even on Google Sheets, on Google Doc, any of these. You can actually attach comments. So you don't have to call that person over the phone or go outside that file to call on someone's attention towards a particular document or towards a particular project, okay, or amendments that you want, okay. You can just go to that point you want that person to act on, attach comments, and of course mention that person. The person will come there, see exactly what you want, what he or she has been asked to do, and then resolve and say done. Okay, so suggest changes, comments with ideas, and tag colleagues to increase visibility and boost collaboration. Okay, these are possible. Then track changes. Yeah, we mentioned track changes. View all edits made to your documents and files, restrict access like we have mentioned already, track changes, and approve suggestions to ensure collaboration efforts are managed and reviewed effectively. We have already talked about the tracking of changes. You have different people collaborating and someone comes to change something, then you should be able to know who did that, okay? If the change is negative, all right? Of course, if the change is positive, you let it go, all right? But then if you have given an instruction, please do not make changes, and someone comes to make changes, you should be able to find who did that, okay, and at what moment. Yeah, we were actually good, all right, trying to meet up with 12 noon, and here we are pausing for questions, okay? So we are pausing for questions, and at this moment, I totally skipped my mind. I hope my moderator has shared some of the links that we mentioned earlier. All right, so please, Mr. Anthony, please go ahead and share the links, okay? If they want to know more about this session, if they want to know more about the use of Google Workspace and all that, please drop that link where they can go and obtain certificates costing Google, all right? And they will learn far much more than what we're talking about today, all right? And also the link to the certificate of participation. I don't know if you have done that already, okay? Please share that those links, okay? And of course, all our social media links for people to have access to, okay? Please, every necessary material that you need to share, all right, kindly go ahead and share with them. All right, so feedback form, yeah, thank you for that feedback form. Okay, yeah, let me look at, please, the link to the, I don't know if you've done that already, the link to the certificate of participation form, please kindly share so that they can actually go ahead. I can see that no one has filled that response form. Okay, please share that link. Share that link if you're finding it difficult. So let me see if I can extract that before I get back. Before I can get back. Yeah. Okay. So please share that link again, Mr. Tony, the certificates link, so that people can fill the form and of course get the certificate of participation. All right. So at this moment, like I said, I will be pausing for questions. Let me go through the questions that I may have here. So George Augustine is saying, when a person is tagged on a document, does he or she get an alert or a notification that he or she is required to perform an action on a doc? Yes. All right. Once you use the plus sign, for instance, or at sign, let's say at Anthony, it extracts, as long as you are within that document, Anthony, automatically the email of that person pops up, or the username and the picture of the person pops up. You click on the person, it attaches that person, and then you can make your comments. It alerts Anthony, that someone has asked him to resolve an issue. All right, so you will definitely go and resolve that issue. Yes. So the answer to that is yes. That person will be alerted. So Mr. Chooks Chris said, how can you integrate Google Chats to other apps just to benefit from your chats? I don't understand. Sorry, are you asking if, great question first, but are you asking, let me know what I understand about, I understood from the question, all right? Are you asking how you can integrate, integrate Google Chats with another app entirely for people to have access to the chats? Or are you asking about how you can invite people to land on the chats? So let me get the question clear. All right, Google Chat is just like any other chats out there that people, the owner actually gives access to the room, all right, to the chat. Of course, with your emails, of course, you'll be able to also have access to that chat box. So I don't know exactly what the question is, but if I understood it that way, it means that just the way your WhatsApp chat works, okay, you can of course allow people to have access to the chat there. Okay, so yes, I think I have responded to the two questions that were sent to me on the moderation document. All right. So at this moment, please get your questions coming. All right. Get your question coming, and then we shall continue from where we are. So what is next? I haven't learned some of these things, probably added to what you already know or learning afresh. Okay. What are the next steps? Okay. What are the next steps? What would you do? Would you be making use of all those apps that we have mentioned? Okay, what are your next steps? Okay, we encourage you to, yeah, just like my moderator has already dropped on the chats. All right, we encourage you to go and learn some of this and have access. It's free. It's a free Google course, and there are loads of courses that are there costing Google, and they are free for you to have access to. Okay, and each one you are done with, you are certified for it. Okay, so that should be your next step. Go and learn more on it. And of course, we have our social media handles. We have that for Grow with Google for this program. And then we have that for Sandstones, who is a training partner with Google. All right. So on Facebook, kindly follow us on this program by simply searching for Digital Skills for Africa. On I know is no longer used in Nigeria. Okay, so I will not mention here. All right, and then we have the Instagram handle. All you need to do is visit Digital Skills AF. All right, search for us there and follow us. Okay, so it simply means that whenever we're having future events, of course, we'll let you know. And for Sandstones, the training company, all you need to do is on any of the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all you need to do is type @Sandstones. You see our logo up there as @Sandstones, and then you will find us and follow us. So I want to say a very big thank you for sticking around. For those that stayed to this moment, I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you for sticking around. And I hope you were able to get one or two things, okay? Oh, okay. 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 All right. Let me put Ms. Sharon on. Okay, Ms. Sharon, are you ready? You want to address Mr. Chuk's question, right? Are you ready? Are you ready, Ms. Sharon?
Yes, Mr. Lotana.
Okay, please go ahead and address the question. If I didn't get it correctly, please go ahead.
Okay, so Mr. Chooks was asking if you can integrate Google Chats with other applications, if I got him correctly. So to address that, that's more on the technical side. So yes, you can integrate chats with other applications, depending on where you want to integrate it on for your daily work life or your personal work life. So on the technical side, Google has something called API documentations for most of their applications. So if you want to get specifically for the Google charts, you can just go to developers.google.com and you'll find the API documentations that you can integrate on whatever or wherever platform that you want to integrate it. So like I said, that's on a really much more technical side. But yes, it can be integrated into other applications and can also be used.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, if I understood that now, yes. Thank you for clarifying that question. And some of these apps owned by Google can actually be integrated with other apps. Take for instance the Google Sheets. Okay, you can also integrate it with Autocrat, for instance, if you want to do some of these prompt certificates and stuff like that. So yeah, it is possible. I haven't done that. All right, I haven't done that. So it was good that Miss Sharon responded to that. Okay, but I know very much that they are not actually built to just remain all by themselves. You can actually do some of these integrations with other apps. Yes. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Sharon. Thank you for your contribution. Okay. Yes. Okay, Mr. Yaya, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, guys. I'm just checking through to see if there are still other questions, but currently we don't have any. All right, and we have spent 11 minutes past the time we are supposed to stay. So a very big thank you once again for sticking around with us. And also I want to encourage you guys to go ahead and fill that form. We want you guys, okay, okay, I can see a lot of guys have filled now. A lot of guys have filled that form. I want to mention, just the way I mentioned earlier, that if you can't find your certificate of participation right there on your inbox, okay, kindly check your spam, please. Kindly check your spam. You'll definitely find it there. All right. So thank you very much. Mr. NX is saying, my name is NX from FMC, Kefi, Nasarawa State. You are highly welcome. So at this moment, I want to say thank you once again. And I don't know if Mr. Lanre has still have something to say. Mr. Lanre, I'm adding you to stream. I don't know if you still have something to say before we can call it a day.
Okay. Good afternoon. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, I think that was a beautiful presentation. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, what I want to say is you mentioned about the links. I've not seen the links, so maybe probably you can send it for all of us to be able to fill.
Sorry?
The links to the certificates.
Okay. Oh, the links to the certificates is right there on the chat box. Mr. Anthony is actually has been dropping that on the chat box, on YouTube chat box. Okay, on the YouTube chat box. Yes.
Okay.
We can also, let me also drop it here at StreamYard here so that you'll be able to have access and quickly do that too.
Okay.
So I'll be dropping for those who are here.
Okay. Okay. Then another thing that I wanted to emphasize on. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, please go ahead, please.
Okay. The training is supposed to be 1 hour 30 minutes. I want to plead if we can send it to 2 hours, so that by Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Okay, hello. Can I hear you clearly? I don't think I got you clearly, sir.
Okay, I said the training time was supposed to be 1 hour 30 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that we can extend to 2 hours.
That is doable. That is doable.
All right.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry for that. I wasn't told about it. Our standard time for this is duration is 1 hour. All right. And that was why you saw me doing, and we had lots of practicals to carry out that we eventually didn't do that. That is because we were trying to meet up with, I was trying to meet up with the time. But then now I know that it is 1 hour, 30 minutes. It gives us more time. And even since we are even talking about 2 hours here, it gives us more time to do what we want to do. Okay, so please permit us from the next class, we'll be able to go 2 hours from now, because what we have already launched with Google is from 11 to 12. Okay, so I think what we'll do from the next class, we'll be able to go 2 hours and of course have all the practicals we need.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lanre. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you for your contributions, especially Mr. Lanre, the host, and of course Mr. Anthony Emebo, the moderator, and Ms. Sharon, okay, the contributor. So I want to say thank you for coming around, and you guys are wonderful today. Have a wonderful day ahead of you. Bye.
Thank you.